Mr. Adam Yardley! What are we doing here? Now, this is my second time, so thank you very much, Ben, for making everyone expect more than they should. Now I really can fail. Okay. The coming item, Adam's petty revenge on Ben for reasons of writer's block, envy and general thwarted vanity by Adam Yardley, is fictitious, and any resemblance to real persons living or dead is purely coincidental. Were it not fictitious, it would sound a lot like one extended, whining excuse for not having more prose for tonight, mixed with, of all the shallow sources of inspiration, stuff that's happened to me in the preparation for tonight. It's for the best that it's fictitious because the real Ben Jenkins dislikes obviousness and self-referentiality. He doesn't care for blatant sarcasm and is, I think, less fond of one particular nickname than of many others he's earned. All of these are motifs in Adam's petty revenge on Ben for reasons of writer's block, envy and general thwarted vanity, and one of them just happened a few seconds ago. He has humorously expressed a mild distaste for Star Wars references too. The real Ben Jenkins gave me the excellent advice last year that it's better to run under time than to outstay my welcome. I recall this advice tonight as much needed encouragement and offer my heartfelt thanks. The Ben Jenkins of my mind, not hereafter referred to as B-Jom, is the subject of a not entirely flattering portrait in the coming item. I had written Ben a question back in May, because he's the bastion, as you know, of Project 52, this room and of the door. Having been inspired greatly by the April show, because lately I'd been short of laughs and joyous things. I'm working more and more. In my missive electronic, I had sought surcease of chronic boredom just by asking of Ben nicely, may I read again? Now, Ben's possessed of many charming features, but of all the sentient creatures that can run a gig, his memory's such that when in May the show was Facebooked, I saw I had no place booked. My heart broke. Aww. It broke. I sadly went to work. A tiny voice, but vehement and grouchily ineloquent. It hoped that that room's elephants would turn on Ben the jerk. All the next day I was sullen. I was IT's Edward Cullen. Hamlet, Iago, Moby Dick, on Ben's destruction bent. My vengeful flames burned ever hotter, like Voldemort's for Harry Potter. My twisted frame like Gundy. Gundy? Gollum's who I meant. But days in May are short. Winter brought its calming early gloaming. I homeward plodded placid. Once becouched, I lost the foaming rage that heretofore found me. By bedtime, I'd entirely forgot the slight. My misbegotten fury's night was spent asleep with me. A cliched busy morning followed, showers, coffee, dragged my hollowed eyes to gaze in muted dread into the help desk's endless rift. At work, I'm highly caffeinated, yet somehow feel deracinated, out of sorts, and hapless, helpless, hopeless, and adrift. So desperately to Ben I send another email begging for some other chance to sit with you and listen and hold forth. Bless the happy correspondence. Yes, he says, and my despondence vanishes as on my screen I read July 4th. Today is not July 4th. Ben had got muddled. Obliviously ploughing on, my heart alift, on wings of song, I traipse and skip and toddle in a daze through days of work. I pranced about with blithe affect, for little did I then suspect that Ben, beloved doofus that he is, had got it wrong. But then, to his beleaguered credit, Jankwad caught himself and said aptly in an email subject line, wrong date. And since my working life from week to week is uniformly bleak, I promptly fixed it, contemplating less of a long wait. The next several nights I dreamed fond reminiscences. The Prior Story Club had been my first. As I recalled, it seemed to go quite well. The months between brought me a growing urge. I'm sure I had another tale to tell. That one concerned my brother round aged 5. Though long on detail, it was short on twists. My cherub brother's bully fell surprised to Daniel's whirling hacky-sack-like fists. Of revenge, I told my story. It had guts and it had glory. It had the kind of drawling, steady pace you hear in old saloons. Then, to make it even cooler, it had a quiet primary schooler punching up his bully in a stand of bright balloons. And in a flash of clarity, I see it is not charity that guided Jenkwad's mind towards tonight's retribution. He put me in a tangle, knowing I had used my angle, knowing I, ashamed, could not repeat my former contribution. So Ben, you cunning leprechaun, what have I done to earn your scorn? What might I do to halt the onslaught of your sly revenge? To you I seem a hack, but if I'd heeded Admiral Akbar, I'd have understood before, not only now, at the end. Woo!